great.
Good air. Summer
Now that that's out of the way, how's the first 3 days for you?
exciting. So happy to be back out there on the field. It's a little different this time. We got some warmer weather. Spring ball is cold, windy, that whole deal. Some snow on the ground, so it's been good to be out here in the heat and with the guys, just have fun playing football again.
So Art said you guys go back some time. Like, you've got quite a history together. What do you remember about the first time meeting him, and then what's it like just being reunited with him here?
Right, a long time. I don't know if I mentioned that in my recruiting. I think I did at some point, but I don't know if I went into depth about it. So I want to say it was middle school for sure. It's probably around like 8th grade, probably around there. So probably around like 13, 14 years old. We had the same quarterback coach at the time, so he was from further South Jersey than I am, so he would always take that drive up, and every Saturday we would have like quarterback workouts, quarterback clinics. So we would always see each other on Saturdays, compete, that whole thing all throughout, high school, and then the first couple years in college, and then we've known each other for a long time, week in, week out, being able to push each other even when we were young. So we've seen each other grow and flourish over the time, and it's been an awesome relationship.
Is that crazy being in a Big Ten quarterback battle with him now after all these years?
Yeah, it is. That's the word I'll use. It's crazy. It's funny how people's paths cross, and you never know when you're going to be back with somebody, so you never burn any bridges. And, we've always had a good relationship, and it's only gotten stronger now.
What do you remember about Art as a 14-year-old?
He was always huge. He's a big dude. You know what I mean? Like, he was always big when he was younger, too. Like, you could tell, like, his hands were always just giant. And, that was really it. He could always throw the ball. But, just watching him grow, and obviously he went through some bumps and bruises, at Rutgers, same way I kind of did at Syracuse, and just see us and be able to talk and relate to each other, it was really good for us, and it's really good for us right now.
What have you found the spring and even the summer work you're able to do with the ball with Coach Illini has helped you even 3-4 days in?
So much. Like, you could tell the difference of the team, even from obviously the first day of spring ball, learning the offense, from the last day of spring ball, last practice after the spring game. The difference from now to the first day of fall camp is a huge jump, and I think that's just a tribute to how much time and effort we put in throughout the summer, throwing routes, getting in the film room and just watching and really just learning and dialing in, It's just a giant difference, especially in the tempo. You can tell the tempo, everything is so much faster. Us just seeing signals, being able to play fast and do it fast, it's just a giant jump.
I guess with you and I kind of talked about both of you guys bonding and learning over kind of taking your bumps to other schools. What have you guys kind of learned from those experiences?
Just adversity. We had a talk yesterday about it, and that's kind of fresh in my mind, but adversity, that's what football is all about. Whether it's on the field, you can look at the best team in the country, whoever you call it, even the NFL, anything. There's always going to be ups and downs in the game. It's about staying level, it's about staying in the middle, and how you grow from adversity and how you react to it.
You have shown that you can get it done. You had one really good season. I think it was 2019. Yep. What's the keys to getting back to that?
Staying healthy. That's number one for sure. That's in any sport at any level. Biggest thing is staying healthy, taking care of your body, and then mentally, just from then to now, how much I've grown mentally. Just being able to learn how to watch film better. That's a big thing, especially for young guys. So for young guys, like the 3 younger guys we have in the room, that's just us. The older guys are helping them. Like, how you watch this, what are you looking for when you're watching? So I think the biggest jump from 19 to that is mentally. Just going out there, just trusting myself, trusting my teammates, and getting me back on track and even better.
Staying healthy. Are you a guy who's going to drop your head and get a couple extra yards, or you slide and run out of bounds?
There's a time and place for everything. 3rd down, gotta go get it. There's always time to take care of your body. Running backs are here to run the ball. That's not going to be our go-to as quarterbacks. But when it's there, we're going to take it. We're here. We're warriors as well. We take hits in the backfield. It's no different taking a hit in the open field.
You got this history with Art. Does that change this quarterback competition? Because you're playing for the same spot, but it sounds like it's a friendly competition, maybe.
Yeah, competitors are competitors. You could be my dad. I'm going to compete with him the same way I compete with anybody else. But there's still always love behind that. There's nothing personal with it at all, because at the end of the day, it's football, it's a game. Obviously, quarterbacks is one quarterback. Obviously, there's situations, but you want to be one quarterback in that offense. But everything's been healthy. We push each other, we compete on the field, and after that, we'll laugh about everything, be boys and everything. But when we're in between the lines, we're going to push each other to the fullest. We'll go throw for throw, do the whole deal, and really enjoy it.
It's like having him on the field, with camp, because he was there obviously in the spring, but was just kind of watching.
Right, yeah, he was the giant help during the spring, especially with all the other quarterbacks that were there, because when one person's taking reps, the people that are on the side are also watching and taking mental reps, so they might see something that you didn't see. So, obviously Coach Lane's offense coordinator, so when the first group goes, he's calling plays already, and then when you come off the field, the next group, he's calling plays for them. So there's not too much communication there. It's more in the film room, so to get immediate feedback when you come off, either talk to Coach Taylor Reed, GA, or analyst now, promoted, big for him. but you either talk to the other quarterbacks on the field so you can get some insight as to what did you see on this, how did you see on that. So Art was a very big help for that in the spring, and now we kind of just piggyback off each other now during camp while he's going, I'm going, or when Ryan's going, any other quarterbacks are going, we do that.
What's your thoughts on being back in a shotgun-based offense and seeing the field that way again?
Right, it's something I'm comfortable with. I mean, I've done both. In high school I was more pro style, so
Sure.
I interchanged with both. And obviously in Syracuse we were just about all shotgun. So, I mean, I'm good with both. I think we're going to be interchangeable, and I think that's very healthy as well. And yeah, I don't mind either one.
From the layman perspective, how much different is this from what you were doing at Syracuse, just from an offensive concept based?
It is different. There are some things that carry over.
Sure.
I think that's across the board in college football with every team. Every team has some kind of RPOs. There's not a lot of teams anymore that are just straight up just drop back. Like there's always some kind of read or something going on with it. So I think that itself is similar, but there's a lot of things that Coach Lonnie has brought to this offense, and that him and Coach B kind of collaborate with, and Coach B gives him the green light to run with. That he trusts us as players to go out and execute, and I think that is such a awesome thing to have an OC that trusts in his players and teaches us exactly how he wants it done, and for us to just go out and just be able to have fun and not think about too much in that play and just going out and just playing football.
Tommy, how do you personally handle what could be some ups and downs during camp and a quarterback battle? Like, how do you find your way to maybe stay level if that's how you approach it?
Right, you just have to, it's kind of different than spring ball, right? So spring ball is a day in between, so it's kind of like, dude, if I don't have a great practice, like that next day, you're kind of just sitting there like,
Sure.
still have to wait for that next practice versus camp. It's like, okay, if you make mistakes, like, okay, you have all these hours of film after, because we're here till late at night. So we're watching hours of film after, just watching it, walkthroughs, watching it, just getting better. So like the next morning when you wake up, have your meeting, make sure everything's straight, and then when you go out on the field, you have to go out and execute that. That's one thing that Coach Lane talks a lot about, is being able to make a mistake and learn from it, and being able to translate it back onto the field, not just saying, okay, in the meeting room, when they're making that same mistake, you do not want to make that same mistake twice. And it's even better when someone else gets corrected and you learn from that correction. So that's a big part of it, and that just helps keep you level and just keep pushing on for the next day.
Given this is your last year, do you feel any sense of urgency at all for this, or do you even allow that to creep into your mind?
No, I mean, it's always in the back of your head. Like, obviously the first day I was like, wow, this is my last first day of college ball camp. It's like, well, that kind of hits you. Coach B actually had a meeting with some of the seniors and upper guys, and we kind of had that little conversation. But it's there. It's not something you think about, because then then you're going to be thinking in fear and all that other stuff. But you just got to enjoy it. I'm blessed and thankful for the opportunity to be a part of this team and be able to, and very excited to see where this team goes and be able to help lead them there.
How's things going with the wide receiver core? It seems like timing and making the right reads and stuff is pretty important in this offense.
No doubt. That was all the time, all the hours and late nights and everything that we spent this summer going through and doing all that and watching film together. All that, we're just starting to see the fruits of our labor with that right now. Obviously, it's not where it needs to be. We still have the whole rest of the month to go. But it's just getting better every single day, and it's awesome to see just guys hungry to learn and want to be better. Nobody's settling, and that's the biggest thing. That's what I'm just really happy to be about.
As a quarterback, can you pick out some things about Isaiah that kind of piece together an idea that, hey, he used to play your position, and it's going to make him better as a wide receiver?
No doubt. I mean, I'm not a wide receiver, but I can just, from being back there and being able to watch them run routes, I can always help him. I talk to him all the time about, and all the other receivers, but talk to him especially about how certain ways that he runs routes and what I see, and if something can be faster. That obviously he's the route runner and all that, but everything he just adds that to his tool belt. He listens to it, takes information that he thinks that I can give him, and vice versa. If he's running a route and he's like, this ball's going to be here, this ball needs to be there, this corner's playing this way, he helps me in that sense too. So it kind of goes back and forth, and that's what all quarterbacks and receivers, and I think it's been a really big plus in this team, that it's not just like, I'm the receiver, I run the route, you do your job. It's a very transparent conversation that goes on. I think it's very healthy.
I know this is your first quarterback competition. What sort of the process are you going to go through this battle for the next couple weeks?
Really just to push myself to the fullest. That'll help make everybody better. And the same thing for Art and Donovan and RJ and everyone else in the room, for everyone to play at their best. Don't try to play how anybody else plays, because we all play a different way somehow. Like, some people run more, some people pass more, some people move differently. So it's not just, oh, he fit this ball in this window, let me try to do that. No, that's him. Okay, you move on and do it your way. Don't try to be anybody else. Try to be yourself, and move forward from that.
Can I just ask what your impressions have been of Casey in the time you've gotten to know him? What's he bring to this offense?
Casey's a character. That's my boy. I've gotten really close with him coming in. He's that guy. I'll say that. He's that guy. He's very transparent with me as well. You know, me and him have had a really good relationship over the spring and over the summer and all that. So we've had a relationship where we can talk to each other a certain kind of way and demand things from each other, which I think is good and important to know that it's all like a professional thing and we're not coming at each other, because you know, the biggest thing with quarterbacks, you have to know how to talk to people. Not everybody reacts the same. So with Casey, you know, we have that kind of chemistry at the moment, and we're only going to continue to grow on that. But when the ball is in the air, it's not a 50-50 ball. It's an 80-20 ball for him in his eyes, and that's in our eyes as quarterbacks as well. When we see Casey out there and it's a matchup that we like, we're like, we love that matchup, because when the ball's in there, he's going to go attack and go get it for us.
Was there a point in the huddle where at one point the other guys were like, well, personality-wise, this is going to be different with Tommy than it was last year?
I mean, yeah, obviously I don't know what how it was last year, but I try to bring as much energy as I can possible to the huddle. You know, really just try to keep people upbeat, especially if it was a down drive or anything that happened in the past. Really just trying to keep things pushing forward and trying to get first downs, move the chains, get points up on the board.
Anything else for Tommy?